Artificial intelligence, one of the big issues of our age, especially for universities. It has major implications for students as they deliver projects, as they answer tests, as they do essays, as they do PhD papers, dissertations. It has huge implications for the teaching at universities. Will professors and lecturers just simply get it all generated by AI? It is a really significant problem, and it's handled in detail in an interesting piece on the Conversation website. And one of the authors of that piece is going to join me now, Nompilo Tshuma. There were 3 people involved, if I remember correctly, but Nompilo joins me now. Nompilo, a very good afternoon to you. Thank you for your time.
Hi, how are you today, Mike?
I'm well. Now, you're at Stellenbosch, senior lecturer there and researcher in educational issues. I think we can all see the dangers. What are the solutions? What do you advise universities to do about AI?
First of all, they need to stop panicking.
Good. I like that. Okay.
Just take a deep breath and realize that AI is actually here to stay. The thing is that artificial intelligence has actually been around since the 1950s, believe it or not. The freak out is happening because of ChatGPT, which came out in November 2022. So it's not something that just came on the scene. It has actually been around for a long time. So I would advise the first step, take a deep breath. And then the second step, I think we just need to start rethinking how we teach students or talk to students about artificial intelligence. One of the things that we talk about in our paper, Sue and I, Siox and I, is the fact that we need to think about integrating critical AI literacy. What that means, basically, is that I'm not only teaching them how to use ChatGPT or Microsoft Copilot or whichever other tool. I'm not just teaching them how to use it effectively, but I'm teaching them to use it for our discipline, for my discipline. So they need to have a certain level of disciplinary expertise or subject knowledge in order to be able to use AI well. So those are some of the things that universities can start thinking about. Should I go ahead?
It sounds good, but it sounds like, how do I get around the fact that my students, if I'm a lecturer, might be submitting documents for which they've done no work? They have just simply generated it with some prompts.
We need to start rethinking what we mean by assessments. So what kind of assessments are we giving them? If I'm giving them assessments where they can easily go and ask ChatGPT and it spews out something where I, as the lecturer, can't figure out that it's coming from a generative AI tool, then I don't know if that assessment would have actually been effective in teaching them what they need to know. One of the major things, we need to rethink our assessment, but then we also have to emphasize the importance to them of that assignment. So I'm giving you the assignment. It's not just about writing the assignment. It's about coming to know something new in the discipline, changing your thinking in the discipline. I hope that makes sense.
It does make good sense, but then how do I mark that? How do I assess it? Do we have to, what you're saying makes sense, but it also means that universities have to almost completely rebuild their curricula and their criteria for marking.
The universities do need to do that. And they have actually already started rethinking a lot of things. We have universities we have lecturers who are actually combining generative AI activities in what students are doing, trying to show them that generative AI tools are actually not that accurate. And they spew a lot of nonsense. They spew that nonsense quite confidently. So getting students to integrate it already and start critiquing what's coming out of generative AI is a way of rethinking what we mean by assessment or what we are doing with assessment. Your other question was around how do I even mark it. A lot of times we can still tell as lecturers when something is coming out of a generative AI tool because it's quite generic. It's something that you can pick up from any website. Yeah, so we can almost always tell. And unfortunately, a lot of lecturers still rely on things like Turnitin for AI detection, but those tools are not effective.
I almost think you have to give students the AI generated answer and then say to them, okay, what's wrong with it? You have to start almost that way round.
Some lecturers do it that way. Some will get something that is generated from AI, and part of the assignment is actually critiquing it. Some will get students to generate things on their own and show how they've used it to build up the assignment. So getting them to embrace it, but showing them how to do it critically, where they're able to assess whether it's giving them the correct thing. Because one of the biggest dangers of AI is it spews a lot of nonsense, and our students don't realize that.
Nompilo, thank you very much indeed. It's an important conversation, and you can find the paper that Nompilo Tshuma from Stellenbosch and Sue McKenna from Rhodes put together on the Conversation website. It really is a very, very important conversation for students and lecturers, for the whole university system.